it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want to ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
Up, Doe, Detroit Lions fans out there here. We're live for Lions Nation Night to talk about our beloved Detroit Lions. We're just going to get into the latest in the lull period, still going on for about another 2 weeks. Yes, the lull period of no news, not really anything going on, and making up stuff to give to you. That's the lull period. But guess what? It's about over in 2 weeks. Training camp is going to hit, and then it's nonstop all the way until the NFL draft. So go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all that lovely, lovely stuff here. James Janella in the building. What up, James? Shift God, I appreciate you. What's up, man? We got Aiden Stallions. I think I destroyed it. David Dickerson and Brent DeWitt. Thank you, everybody, coming in here. It's been a rough couple days here. I've been not feeling good the last couple days. Yesterday was brutal. It was a rough one, man. I'm feeling a little bit better today. Still not 110%, so we're going to do the best that we can and get after it. Hopefully this week I can go and check out Saugatuck, the bar over there. Check it out because I got asked to go there. Want to check it out and take the old lady with. She's not feeling well either. We're both a little bit under the weather the last couple days, but that's okay because we're talking Detroit Lions, and guess what? We can get it done easily here. So we're going to get into the latest, and there's not really a lot going on. Cam Sutton, former Detroit Lions cornerback, was suspended 8 games, and Lions dodge another bullet. That's all we do is dodge bullets. I'm glad that we released Cam Sutton, and it's not really due to the fact the misdemeanor thing is because his play was so awful. So, yeah, so he's no longer here. He's another person's problem. Lions secondary is better, and I must say, too, and it's just, we same with Isaiah Buggs. We dodged a bullet. It's just the way that it is. What's up, Lisa Dorenzo? Bradley. What's up, Alex Phipps? Hi, Lisa. Hi. Everyone's saying hi. So we dodged a bullet there, but I'm happy he's no longer Detroit Lion because he wasn't playing well. And we just got to see, too, with the suspension, does that change the, how much money he gets from the Lions? Don't really know the answer to that one. And it's more of a waiting to be seen. But, hey, Lions are good to go. Happy he's not a Detroit Lion. That is the Steelers' problem now. They got to deal. Same with Isaiah Buggs. Really. Montgomery was talking. He's talking about how he was on a podcast, talking about how hard he works. And he's a really good player as well. Because a lot of people give the Jahmyr Gibbs the hype and the love. And I'm sure he sees that. But I must say, I agree with David Montgomery. He's a really special running back. He's really good. I think we get the best dude in the NFL. I love Montgomery. I still think Gibbs should have a little bit more, more than him just because I think he's one of the best running back in football. But Montgomery is one of the best as well. Yeah, he is a mind reader. He is. Hey, got Isaiah Buggs and him. That's the craziest thing. James Janella. Yeah, I agree with you. Good thing that the Lions released him. No appeal. I didn't hear about an appeal, Brent. I'm sure he will. Every player appeals for it to see if it can get low. We haven't heard anything yet, but I'm assuming he's going to appeal it. But the NFL did their investigation, and they clearly said that he did some messed up stuff. What up, Mike Roy? Weeks for Sutton. That'll cost him. Yeah, it's going to cost him, and it's 8 weeks that we don't got to deal with that, right? We don't deal with suspension. It's good for sure. Went over an article today, and I thought this was really, really intriguing. I can't wait to hear. Is an individual from the Bleacher Report talking about how the Detroit, they think the Lions a good team, but he doesn't believe in Jared Goff over, Josh Allen or someone else. And of course, the Lions franchise is snake bitten. So that's the reason why the Lions are not going to get there. Is the Lions franchise is snake bitten. You don't believe in Jared Goff. Snake bitten. I'm telling you, that is exactly the best thing to judge a team on is, well, their history stinks. That's why they're not going to be good. I can't stand that. That's so lazy of writing, if you ask me. It's so lazy, if you ask me. So I can't stand. Like, if you want to talk about other things, that's great. Appreciate you on Twitter, Dookie Pickles on Twitter. Love it, man. Thanks for the coverage as well. I appreciate you. It's awesome to see folks on Twitter on here and Facebook and on YouTube. Tara Alexis Janella. If you don't believe in Jared Goff, then you don't believe in the Lions. So here's the thing, though, but you don't have to. If anybody just looks at what he did, not at the name, you say, dang, that quarterback's good. He had last couple of years, he's good. So stop just saying, well, his name's Jared Goff. They said that about Matthew Stafford, and I always complained about him. I'm like, dude, Stafford's a good quarterback. And then they always said, oh, he's not this, he's not that. When he was with the Detroit Lions, he goes to LA. As soon as the trade happened, he's the greatest quarterback in the world. He's this, that. So we got to stop with this narrative with some of these guys. I think they just look at the Detroit Lions and they simply just say, they're not good. Jared Goff's not good because he was traded from Matthew Stafford. They still do it the bias. Is he a great quarterback, or is he a perfect quarterback? No. But man, like, it's so funny is everyone believes in Josh Allen, right? They talk about Josh Allen or Joe Burrow, right? In this article, they talked about Josh Allen. Why does everyone keep ranking Josh Allen so high? He throws interceptions like crazy. Okay, he hasn't won that many playoff games. He's never been to a Super Bowl. He's not good in the clutch. I don't care that he can run. Can he win games? Can he win playoff games? And does he not throw interceptions? The two things that drive me crazy, how they don't ever talk about quarterbacks, is they never talk about the amount of interceptions or the clutch factor. Josh Allen throws a lot of picks, and is not clutch. So, I mean, look, he's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. Joe Burrow, he is a really good quarterback when he's on the field, but he's been injured the last couple years. So stop ripping on Jared Goff and say, well, he's not Josh Allen. He's not this. He's not that. Yeah, he's not. He got farther. Except for Joe Burrow, he got to the Super Bowl. I really like Joe Burrow. There's no hate on this guy at all. I actually, on the field, Joe Burrow, I do think is a better quarterback than Jared Goff, but he's injured a lot. So you got to put that in a factor as well. So I can't stand that they don't do that. It drives me crazy. It's the same old speak. Instead of just doing your own investigating, taking the time to just look at it, they just kind of go lazy with that. So I'm not a big fan of laziness and just going off a name. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. Good or bad? Good quarterback. Like you look at some of these quarterbacks in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, he was praised as one of the best of all time, and now he's not. He wasn't good. We got to slow down. Just slow down a little bit. Let's judge of her career, a long career, before we crown people and not crown people. And I do think clutch it should be a major factor into every quarterback. They don't ever talk about it, but clutch gene is vital towards the NFL, because if you have it, you're going to win big games. If you don't, you're going to be Kirk Cousins, who's great stats. When the big game comes, they have issues. So I do believe in the clutch factor. Very, very, very important. So if you got questions, throw it in the comment section. Why? Because there's literally not much going on. And we're going to dedicate this time, probably before training camp, we're going to do a lot more QA. And so, but when training camp hits, it's going to be, we're on. It's news. It's never ending. So just go ahead and throw your questions in the comments, and I'll get after it. I get he's very mobile, but Allen definitely has a higher downside. He does, and it's the turnovers and clutch gene. They're dead, and now their team is getting worse. So you're going to see him fall off a little bit more. The pro golf doesn't have to be mobile, train all day. You would like for him to be mobile. I would like for him to be mobile. I'm sure Jared Goff would like for him to be mobile. But that's not his game. So he sits in the pocket and he dissects the defense. Just like, I'm not saying at all he's a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's the guy that is more of using his eyes and his brains than he is using his physical attributes. Those two were like that. I'm not at all saying he's them, because Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are the greatest of all time. Your Tom Brady's the GOAT. Peyton Manning, I love Peyton Manning. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever. But I'm just saying he's that type of quarterback where he dissects it with his eyes. He's using more of his brain than he is his physical attributes. And he's got a strong arm. Does he screw up some throws? Yeah, he's not perfect, but he's a good quarterback. I agree Goff gets first down critical moments. Yeah. Hated the trade when it happened, but Goff has won me over. He's a winner, and he doesn't need to be able to run. That's it. What he does works. So why get upset about it? You know, do you want to have more? Yeah, no quarterback's perfect, but he works. Sutton got 8 games and will Cap back. We don't know, Jack Reeves. That's the question. Jack, I asked when this started is we don't know this yet. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Hashtag from Lisa DeLorenzo. Do you think that the Lions will be on the hook for Sutton's cap? I'm going to go some, yeah. We don't know the answer to it, but I'm going to say some, yes. Some. I don't think we'll have to do all of it, but some. When you have the best offensive line of football, you don't need to be mobile, correct? You don't need to be mobile. You just sit there and pick the defenses apart. Do you think that we extended Decker and Aleem before the start of the season? I think we do it before the start of this season. No, I don't think they'll do it to the start of this. Big West, even though I'm actually with you. I want them to do it before the start of the season because the price is only going to go up for Aleem McNeil. Expecting he's sitting next to DJ Reader now. So you know he's going to have a big season. He's probably banking on himself a little bit. So that Taylor Decker, I would like to get it done, maybe extend him for a couple years. Maybe that one gets done. I don't think they will, though. I think they'll sit and wait a little bit. But I'm with you, Big West. I hope they do. I really hope they do. So I hope I'm wrong. Goff had a championship coming in. Stafford walk into no record worth mentioning. Yeah, look, Stafford's a good quarterback, and I'm not trying to take that away. But my thing was saying is when he was in Detroit, the media crapped on him. When he's in LA, as soon as the trade happened, they loved him. And it's the same thing with Jared Goff. He was loved in the Rams. He had a bad year or two, and then all of a sudden he's the garbage. He goes to Detroit, and they think he's a mouth breather. He eats crayons and weird stuff, and he licks windows. But that's not the case. It's just not the case. 2 of my favorite quarterbacks were that mobile Peyton and Brady. Yeah, 100%. From 50 yards. Who do you think has more catches, Khalif or Donovan Peoples-Jones? I'll go Khalif Raymond here. Khalif Raymond, I think, will get a more of the catches because he's going to get targeted a lot. Khalif Raymond is awesome. I think he is the number 3, and I think Donovan Peoples-Jones will be number 4. So that's my statement right there. Do you think that Taylor Decker walks? He will move Penei to yes. If Taylor Decker were not to come back, Penei Sewell is going to be the left tackle. Period. That's what's going to happen. If Taylor Decker's back, Penei will be right tackle. So if some reason Decker's not here, next year down the road or whatever, it would be Penei. Vaki looks very interesting prospect. Do you think they would take over kicker punter and allow Raymond? Yes, I do. I think that Sony Vaki is going to be a special teams ace, and you're going to see him on offense as well. Theoretic type of player. We don't know fully with, kickoffs, how it's going to work out with the new rules. We're going to watch in training camp, but I do think Vaki will be the guy. Hashtag F to Bears. I love Netflix, but I think RB3 will be great camp battle between him and Vaki. Look, I love Craig Reynolds too, and I think they are going to battle it out for number 3 on the depth chart. All 4 of the running backs are going to be on the team. Vaki, Craig Reynolds, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Those 2 can battle it out for RB3. That's great. But yeah, I think that, and let the best man win. If his Vaki is better than Craig Reynolds, then of course make it round 3. But I love Craig Reynolds. And Craig Reynolds fine. I think we have the best running back room in all football. Michael, do you think that the Decker re-signs? Will him and Sewell flip positions? If re-signs, Taylor Decker is a left tackle. He's not going to move left. He's not going to move. If he re-signs, he's going to be the left tackle, period. They're not going to move Penei Sewell to left side and Taylor Decker to the right. Taylor Decker is not going to be a right tackle. He's already said it before. That's just the way it is. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a sleeper this year. Look, I think he's going to have more yards than a lot of people expect. 500 yards. That would be great. I consider that a sleeper, James Janella. I'm with you 110%. I think we sign. I don't think we sign any more free agents unless somebody gets hurt. I agree 100%. Big West. unless it's a camp body, like some guy who's just trying to make a roster. That's going to happen all the time throughout the year. But if you're talking about a major signing, I don't think it's going to happen until roster cuts. Look, I think they're just going to go with what they got. If no one shows out at the wide receiver position, or if no one shows on an edge, they'll sign somebody before week 1. I think they're good. I think they're going to sit there. Robert Woods, if he gets released, that would be one I'd watch for the 53. That's really it right now. Unless some great edge rusher gets released or something crazy happens, I'm with you. How good can the cornerback room be? Oh, how good it can be. It can be top 10 in the NFL. I think it's going to be really good by the end of the season. It'll start. There's going to be ups and downs. It's a big, but already, even week 1, this secondary is 1,000 times better than it was last year. But I think they could be a top 10. Do I think they get to that status this year? Probably not. I think that's their ceiling, though. I think that this corner this year is probably going to be mid-level, and that's fantastic. Last year, we were probably the worst cornerback room in football. We were 29, 30, 31, 32, somewhere there. I think we'll be, between, 14 through 17. That's kind of where I think the Detroit Lions corner is going to be, and that's a significant upgrade, and that will be huge. Lions going to win games simply because of that. We need all 4 running backs. I agree. We're going to need them all. And each running back has a different asset to them, and that's what makes them so vital. So Jahmyr Gibbs is the fast guy. He's the guy that's going to make the big play, right? He is the big playmaker. David Montgomery is the ground and pound, punch you in the face, but he can make a big play, right? You have Craig Reynolds. He is a running back that does it all. He is in between. He can do Montgomery's work. He can do Jahmyr Gibbs as a pass catcher. They got Sony Vaki, who is a bowling ball, but he's fabulous with his hands. So he could be a theoretic. Everyone has a spot in this roster, and it is vital to have all 4 running backs this year. Do you think Caleb Bust Williams will produce in Chicago? Is he a flop? This is interesting because I think when it comes to Caleb Williams, he's going to be a boom or bust type of player. I really do. And it's about his mentality. Generally speaking, players, I always talk about this, that in the NFL, his talent is there, right? You got 1,600 players. These people are talented. Generally speaking, a bust is someone who doesn't have it in the mind, or they have injuries health-wise, right? So it's usually one of those two things. I think he could be a bust. I'm not saying he's going to be, but he better mature up. He is a quarterback, okay? You don't act like a diva at the quarterback position in the NFL, especially as a rookie. Yeah, these veterans on that team, they're married, or they're like, nah, we don't do the diva stuff. So it really depends on Caleb Williams. If he's a diva, he'll be a bust. If he matures up, he won't. DPJ, 5 to 7 touchdowns this season. He is a great red zone during the time in Michigan. He came down with a lot of, he is. He's a big body, right? And what's crazy about Donovan Peoples-Jones is he could play the slot at the big body, could play on the outside. He can do kick return and punt return as well. He will be a threat in the red zone because he is big. So I agree with you. I think that's where he'll come in handy. Which rookie from last year makes the biggest leap in production? Broderick Martin. He had 0 production last year. Broderick Martin will have production this year. He will make the biggest leap because he barely did anything at all. He maybe like 10 snaps this whole year. So he'll make the biggest leap. If you're talking about the big 4, I would, the top 4 players we drafted last year, I'll go with Jack Campbell will make the biggest leap. What players are you most excited to watch during the preseason games? Hendon Hooker. That is what I'm watching in preseason. My eyes are fully on Hendon Hooker. If you're a Lions fan, you're gonna want to watch preseason all the way through because we want to see Hendon Hooker and his development. So that's what we're all keeping an eye on. He's QB2. We want to see him progress. We want to see him be able to be the backup. We want to see him to get better each preseason game. He's going to get a load of reps in preseason, and that's amazing. This year, we do watch preseason. Every Lions fan needs to be watching it. Disagree? Think about our secondary. 9 Drinks says number 6 secondary. That would be amazing, 9 Drinks. I hope so. boy, if we're number 6, we're in the Super Bowl. And I really, really hope so. That would be amazing. Super Bowl or bust. Lions Talk Live by Dan. Make sure you check him out. Subscribe to his channel, part of Lions Nation Unite. Good friend. Yeah, to me, it's Super Bowl or bust. I think you have to. You have to make the Super Bowl. We're in the position now that the 49ers have been in for the last couple of years that you have to make a Super Bowl, right? They're this talented. Super Bowl or bust the next couple of years. Ali McNeil getting extended anytime soon. I haven't heard anything on Ali McNeil, Peter, getting extended. I hope he does. I've heard zilch on it. Not a single rumor nor a piece of news on it. I think it'll probably happen after the season. It would be great to happen before the season. I truly hope it does before. Lions lost Josh Reynolds. Do you think the Lions use more 2 or 3 tight end sets this year? I don't think they'll do. I think they'll do the same because Brock Wright is our number 2 tight end, and they use him a lot in blocking, and I don't think that's going to change. So I'm going to go with the same. See, it's Super Bowl season. Took the words out of my mouth at 100%. Taylor Alexis Janella. Thinking of Laporta will top his numbers from last year. Hard to imagine after his rookie year, but betting 1,200 yards and over 10 touchdowns. I'll go with over on the 10 touchdowns because he had 10 last year. And I'll take the over on yards. I think he'll get over 1,000 yards. He was close to 1,000. I think he can get over. I love a top 10 secondary. Dude, that'd be amazing. Yes. Lisa. And this is going to be a shorter 2 show because I'm not feeling the greatest. Murray, just sitting up is difficult for me because my head keeps spinning. So just an FYI. I want to see Hooker. He's got to prove that he's our quarterback too. He's definitely has the tools and time for him to use them. Yeah, and this is the perfect time to utilize his skill set. I want to see a Hooker on game day as well on like 4th downs or just changing to play up with the Wildcat type of play. I would like to see that because he would be better doing that than a running back or anybody else because he can run. Okay, he's got legs, but he also got a cannon. So for him to, if they're doing a trick play, you have Hunt and Hooker out there. Legitimately, you don't know if they're going to pass or run because he can do both. So yeah, I agree. Will Gibbs get more goal line work this year? I say yes, he will. I do believe. I think Gibbs is going to get the more touches this year. Goal line, he's going to get work as well. He's good in the goal line. He's in between the tackles guy. I think the Lions need to give us something at this time of the year. I'm jonesing for football. Lisa DeLorenzo, I'm jonesing for football as well. And we got training camp coming up in about 2 weeks. They will give us something. 2 weeks left of this is lull period. We all hate the lull period. We all get antsy at this time. And I'm with you. Every single Lions fan at this point is like, okay, we're just ready. We're ready to get this thing going. How many yards does Brock Wright get receiving? I'll say 100 yards. Not a lot. He's not the receiving guy, but I'll go with 100 yards this year. Every once in a while, they'll throw him a ball. With the love. Did Traquan make the receiver room? No, he doesn't make I don't believe he makes the receiver room at all. I think it's going to be, here's my prediction for the wide receivers. And that's just the way that I think when it comes to, obviously you're going to have amon-ra, St. Brown. He is your number 1 guy. Then you got Jameson Williams. He's your number 2 guy. Khalif Raymond is going to be number 3. Donovan Peoples-Jones, number 4. And this is where it gets interesting. It's after this. I do think that it's going to be probably Antoine Green making it and Darius Fountain, who had really good OTAs in minicamp. I think those, if they go 6, that will be what it is. Drink some energy. C. Dude, I've been drinking vitamin C. When I get sick, man, I don't play no punches. I eat and drink healthy, and I'm taking my vitamins and everything. So usually I get over being sick pretty quickly. Let's see. Can Gibbs get 1,000 rushing yards? And yes, I think he's going to get 1,000 yards rushing, and I think he'll have above 500 yards receiving. What he did last year in the receiving room. Let me get this up here. I was just looking at it today. Let's get the stats here for Jahmyr Gibbs passing. He was Where are you at? Not rushing, receiving. Jahmyr Gibbs with 316. He can get above 500 this year. Brock Wright, 350 yards. What did Brock Wright have last year on this list? Receiving. Brock Wright had 91 yards receiving. So I think he can get 100 yards this year. Let's see. James Janelle, I think he gets 1,000 and 1,000. My God, if he got 1,000 receiving yards, Jahmyr Gibbs, and 1,000 rushing yards, he best be up in the conversation for player of the year, MVP of the year. Yeah, that's that was some good stats there for sure for Jahmyr Gibbs. He gets 1,000, 1,000. There is no doubt that would be it. Donovan Peoples-Jones, he had only 58 yards last year. I think he'll probably get 500 this year because Josh Reynolds was number 3 with 608 yards receiving. That's their number 3 threat in receiving is no longer here, so it's got to make up for those yards. Gibbs might get there. My God, I hope he does. My God, I hope he does. And you're right. Them are Super Bowl numbers for sure because, David Montgomery is going to get his too as well. So, if he gets 1,000 yards receiving, it's going to be impossible to stop this team. He said there's so many weapons. There's just so many. So it's unbelievable. Folks, I've been on for 26 minutes, and I'm sorry I'm cutting it short. Just not feeling the greatest this year or today. And it's just been weird, and I just want to make sure that my head's not spinning. So at some point, I can be functional for my family. So I appreciate everybody hanging on. Sorry for the short one. It won't be short after this, though. With that said, folks, adios.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve it now.